Welcome back to another video analysis. Today, we have Canadian Four Nations starter Logan Thompson. Wait, what? Oh, he wasn't the starter? Oh, okay. Jordan Bennington, yeah, that makes sense. So, must have been the backup. What? He wasn't, he didn't make the team, but there were three goalies. He had a 921. He didn't make it? You're joking. Like, this is a joke. You're serious? Sorry about that. Today, we have Washington Capitals goalie Logan Thompson, who did not play at the Canadian Four Nations team. We will be looking at all of his notable saves from Game 2 against Montreal. Thompson starts his playoff in a high and relaxed stance. He's very upright with his hands hanging down on his side. This is something we will see frequently throughout the video. While it could be considered something effective for finding pucks through traffic, it's still important to have your hands and knees at least somewhat engaged. When you start in such a relaxed stance, the first move the goalie will have to make on a shot is getting set while the puck has already been fired and traveling. It makes it more difficult to make the save as they have less time reacting to the shot once they get set. We do see that after the puck is released, Thompson does look around the screen to track the puck, and he finds it really well. Perhaps he could have tried to look around the screen prior, but how quickly he found the puck is more than good enough to offset being relaxed. Here's a good example of a vulnerability Thompson has with his stance. He's small, standing at 6'3", 6'4", but since he bends his hips rather than his knees, it leaves the top of the net open. Now, to compensate, he does seem to have a very quick glove that he holds fingers up, giving him a better chance up top. This net that is left open can be diminished through great positioning and being at the top of the crease, but Thompson typically opts for a deeper approach on most plays. On this one, he's about his skate's length back from the red paint, which gives a bit more open shooting space. But because of the two other forwards, it's a fine position to be in so that he can react to a pass easily. 45 moves in deeper and to the right. Thompson smartly deepens his position, again compensating for the passing options, but fails to adjust laterally, leaving himself exposed both low blocker and up high. The shot ends up being low, far side, so it doesn't really punish him here. An important advantage for a shooter to create is to change the angle of the shot quickly, right before the release. We see initially, Thompson is in the perfect position, fills the box out well. But as Slavkovsky drags the puck in tight, changing the angle, it opens up the high short side. It would be tough for a goalie to adjust their feet that quickly in reaction. So to counteract that, Thompson uses what's called the lateral release, where he drops to his short side in his save motion. The important aspect is that he doesn't slide, he just falls into the position. Sliding will put him out of position for a quick angle to change off rebound. This way, he makes a save where he ends up in the right position and covers that open area like he had adjusted his feet from his stance in the first place. This is a very awkward play to handle as a goalie. There's traffic making it difficult to see and react to any kind of shot. Since the puck is also in close, it's beneficial for Thompson to be already in a butterfly to cover the bottom of the net, as he wouldn't really be able to react quickly enough to a low shot that close that he wouldn't be able to see. A fluky bounce has the puck flying over top of the traffic and landing right on the doorstep. Thompson genuinely tracks as well and reacts quickly, extending his pad outward. But he just had his pad about a puck's height off the ice and it snuck right in under for a goal. I love this display of positional awareness from Thompson. He starts with his heels at the top of the crease. He sees the F2 wide open, heading to the slot, can only postulate from here that a pass is inevitable. He retreats quickly, finding his post, and begins to swing his leg back. With great tracking of the pass paired with his depth, it enables him to take a very easy and quick route so that he's completely on top of the puck, keeping his body upright. If he didn't adjust his depth beforehand, he would have to make a way more desperate save that likely would end up with his chest down. This way, he gets to cover the bottom and top half of the net. Again, we see Thompson challenging the shooter at the top of the crease, cutting down the angle. As play moves in deeper, with Slavkovsky becoming a threat in the slot, Thompson retreats to anticipate a pass. Almost exactly like the previous clip, his depth allows for an easy lateral push with his body upright to completely cover the entire net and make a nice save. He does let out a rebound, but he tracks it well, and using his foot on the post, he pushes back to his left to make the second save. On this play, he starts deep in his crease. This is an instance where I think playing deep doesn't actually make any sense. 51 is not much of a passing threat here, and the play isn't nearly close enough where a quick goalie like Thompson wouldn't easily be able to adjust even from an aggressive position. His passiveness combined with his stance makes him look incredibly small from this distance and opens up a lot of unnecessary net. This is very good positioning from Thompson. From this angle, he fills up the box quite well while still being able to play deep with his right foot on the post, which would give him a great advantage if there were a slot pass to F2. After save, there isn't much danger granted, but it's still very apparent that Montreal will end up in possession. There's a possibility of a shot. But like we've seen, Thompson is very relaxed and upright, not being prepared for the shot at all. In doing so, he makes a very awkward and uncontrolled save where the puck ends up in the slot. Obviously, there's no danger, but theoretically, if someone were to sneak into the slot behind his vision, he could have easily been punished quite badly. Again, we see Thompson playing unnecessarily deep on a rush with no real passing threats, really exposing that high blocker. Better shots could have put a hurt on Thompson in these types of situations. Starting this play, we see Thompson deeper in anticipation of the low pass. He's also standing upright to look for the puck through the screen. Clearly worked as he very quickly reacted back to his post. Since he's playing low, there's an open net over the short side of the shoulder. He could have overlapped a bit to play the shot better and lead the pass to his defenseman, but he chose to anticipate the pass instead, which is fine. Either is acceptable, but it's really difficult to have both in this type of play. Line A actually moves the puck up to the point. We see Thompson remaining deep because of the passing options, especially a likely one-time pass back to line A. Yet again, he's playing deeper, and because of his stance, he's leaving that high glove vulnerable. It's a simple chest save, but he has good technique in absorbing the shot, getting over top of it, instead of bringing the hands up, which would drop the rebound. Looking through traffic, he's a bit more upright than a normal stance, but does look to be more engaged than relaxed. He's deep because of the traffic in front and looks to leave a bit of space open. This is fine though. It's not an excessive amount of open net. Because he's a bit taller than usual and his glove is close enough to filling the box, he can easily make up for that open space with a quick hand movement. This time, Thompson plays aggressively, challenging the shooter even when there is danger in the slot. Watch how Thompson plays the pass though. It's going to the trailing forward around the slot. Thompson uses this time to first retreat into his crease. He doesn't freak out, stays with the play the whole way. Cutting deeply allows him to constantly read the changes to the angle and easily get to the post where he fills out the net well behind his defender. This play shows that he's capable of still challenging shooters and can move laterally easy on passes. On a breakaway, Thompson is outside of his crease, but in being aggressive, he's completely closed off the entire net, getting right over top of the puck. Attacking a shooter like that on a breakaway could be risky if you're not an effective skater or if you plant your feet too hard, which could limit your ability to move back if the shooter goes in tight. But because Thompson is a good skater, being aggressive can pay off. Here, Thompson elects to stay on the post after the puck moves high. He does look quite deep, but with where the angle of the puck is, he still fills the net quite well as priming himself for a potential pass in the slot. Instead of going to the slot, however, the pass was a quick one-timer up high. Since Thompson stayed deeper, didn't gain any ice, he's leaving a ton of net open on his glove side with the angle change. While moving little could be a good thing most of the time, in this situation, you should try to gain as much ice as possible because the farther away the puck is, the more it can see. The trade off is that he will have more time to react. So, leaving that much net isn't as bad as if the shot was at the top of the circle, for example. Thompson is staying deeper here like usual because of traffic, but his stance is looking very narrow and making him smaller. The carrier is clearly telling pass, but Thompson is still lined up okay. I think his glove would be quick enough to cover that open net if there were to be a shot. On the pass, he made a nice quick shuffle and gained some ice this time. It's hard to see, but it seems likely that he's challenging the shooter well and taking up more net. A quick slot pass has Thompson practically not even moving, just a slight adjustment. It's hard to tell from this angle, but he does seem to be in an alright spot. Shot gets blocked and moves in closer. It's a weird angle, but his feet are in a good position. He fills the box well, and his glove can easily cover anything on that side, as well as it being unlikely anyway, with it being a backhanded shot. His depth allows him to easily get back to either post, given either backdoor passes. He does let out a bad rebound here, but he often does do a great job tracking them out. I just haven't really been focusing them on much in that aspect. Here's another example of the recurring theme. His feet are well positioned, he's properly deep in anticipation of a pass, but he still does look a bit smaller because of his stance. Man advantage situations like this one here often call for having to play deeper. The two guys in front of Thompson could easily activate at any time for a quick outlet pass. Along with the puck being cycled up high, it's just better to stay deep so you don't have to move much in response, as well as just trying to keep the play in front of you as much as possible so you can easily read and react to the play. While I know it seemed like I harped on Thompson a lot in this video, I promise that I actually do respect him as a great goalie. I find his style very unique and unorthodox, but there's a lot to like, and simply put, the guy just stops pucks. His physical skills are of a very high level, having great footwork, speed, and athletic ability. On the other hand, his stance and subsequent frame are a problem in my eyes. According to NHL Edge, he's below league average in shots past the top of the circle because of how much net he can give up. A weakness like that can get exposed in a playoff series from a team with good shooting defensemen, and allowing weaker goals can be backbreaking to a team's momentum. Outside of that, he can also be very inconsistent. He doesn't seem to have a set structure for approaching any given situation. As we have seen, there have been times where he was too deep in the crease with no passing threats, and others where he was being aggressive and challenging the shooter even with other threats. But that's not to say he isn't smart or just straight up has poor positioning, because there are also many occasions when he plays a positional masterclass because of fantastic anticipation. It's almost like watching completely different goalies because he can make decisions that either don't make a ton of sense or just don't really seem to fit the type of goalie that he is. When it comes down to it, Thompson is a great goalie. There's no question about it. I mean, up until the Four Nations tournament, he was playing like Vezina winning Allmark in a very similar situation before falling off a cliff to end the season. His style, the way his performance fell off so harshly, and how this is his first season playing at the level of an actual starter, do kind of make me wonder how repeatable this overall level of play is, though. You could look at it as his season is going everything right for him and him reaching his peak. But another and perhaps more fun way of looking at him is that his potential is insane if he were to break bad habits and tighten up his decision making. So the question remains, how does he follow up this season? Well, probability says he regresses to the mean, but that's boring, let's be honest. I'm all for Logan Thompson striking that sub 10% chance and continuing his ascension into stardom. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you like seeing this style of in depth analysis or if there's something else you'd like to see. Also, leave a like and subscribe to see more. It would greatly be appreciated and it helps the channel out a lot.